Okay. And you are an artist of color. So how does that affect your work and the things that you do, and um, or does it affect you?
I think being an artist of color is probably the most influential type of artist to be. Um, I think being an artist of color is likely not the most popular artist to be. And influential and popularity are two different things, I think. Um, Chuck Berry did it first. The most popular was Elvis. Um, there's so many different, ways in art and in music, in politics and in science, even getting to the moon, that we could talk about how someone of color was influential to seeing that progression, but, it sucks to kind of say out loud, but it is what it is. I've been inside meetings where I was literally told by other folks who are white and were on my team and believe in me that, yeah, you know what? It sucks to say this, Royce, but it's not going to get on this radio station because you're not white. And that's just the way things work. They weren't saying it in a way of like, just to be clear, they weren't saying it in a way of to discourage me. They're saying it in a way of like, this sucks, and I wish that it wasn't that way, and we need to figure out a way around it. The reason why I'm telling you guys that is because it sucks, and we need to figure out a way around it, figure out a way through it. We need to knock those walls down. And the other reason why I'm saying that is because although you might be the most influential, and you listen to that radio station that shall remain nameless at the moment, listen to that radio station, and you'll hear the influence of R&B and soul and hip hop culture, but you will not hear someone who is of color singing on that radio station, playing on that radio station. And the worst part is that radio station is a Christian radio station. I think that, we say it every day, the most segregated time of the week is Sunday. And turn on the radio station and nobody's lying. It's Sunday on every Christian radio station. Every day. It's Sunday. Turn on a black radio station, a white radio station. The code words for those stations are gospel and contemporary. So that really sucks. I mean, there was a record that Toby Mac and Kirk Franklin did together, two champions in Christian music, and to put it on that contemporary station, they took off Kirk Franklin's verse. That's crazy to think about. You took off Kirk Franklin's verse? So is it the most popular thing to be as far as like the bottom line of the music industry? I wouldn't say. Is it a blessing? Are you an influencer? Are you radically changing the game? Every artist of every art form? Yes, and I say we need to keep doing it. We need to keep talking about it. We need to keep shaking walls, and we need to keep learning and keep growing. It's sad to say that we have lots of artists that are very of all colors, in all backgrounds and all genres, that are very kind of like anybody else in the business world, thinking about themselves. But we have to think about everybody in the grand scheme of all the decisions that we make. I hope I answered that the right way. I know I kind of went on some tangents to get there, but I hope I got to that answer.
Yes, you definitely did. But during these current events, has any of that influenced any of your work or any new work that you may be doing?
I would say, yeah. For me, these current events have been going on for about 5 years. in my life. I think everybody has their own alarm clock, you know, when they decide to wake up and see what's going on. My alarm clock was about 5 years ago. I was been, raised in Tallahassee, Florida, capital city, college town, small, not diverse, mostly just white and black. I was raised on the north side of town, country in the sticks, and my color experience is different from everybody else's color experience. Has this definitely been affecting my work? Yeah, in everything that I do. And all the choices I make, and all the words I choose, and the instruments I choose, and the places I choose to be, talking to the people I choose to talk to. It plays a role in every decision I make. I think a lot of people are understanding that things are bigger than us, and the only way to move is to move together. You want to go fast, go by yourself. You want to go far, go with a bunch of people. And so I think we have to kind of think about that a little bit in our decision making. So yeah, definitely.
That's great. So one of the questions that I always ask artists of color is, describe your skin color.
Describe my skin color. My skin color. Wow, never really been asked that. Describe my skin color. I think, this is kind of interesting, because I think if I had to describe my skin color, the first thing that came to my head when you asked that question was American. And I say that because I've been doing a lot of reading on Malcolm X, and when he made his trip to Mecca and came back, he said that he could no longer call himself or anyone else a Negro. He had to say Afro-American, because he, in shorter words, he just realized that the American story is the black story. I think about that in the description of my color. I think I also think about, things that I've been through. I think my skin color says culture. I think it also says, identity is a bit mysterious. And I think it also just kind of screams people. Like, I think it just kind of, like, to me, like, it just kind of screams, like, love and I don't want to use the word acceptance, but because I feel like there's a larger word to use, but love and acceptance of people. Like, it makes me, wearing this color every day, makes me feel brave, makes me feel heroic, makes me feel close to people, if that makes sense. Maybe it doesn't make sense at all, but the first thing that kind of came to my head was, growing up as a child, not really understanding why folks called me black, or why I called myself black. I really envied folks that could call themselves Jamaican or Haitian or we say African, but my friends that are from the continent, they say South African, they say Kenyan, they don't call themselves African. I really envied folks that kind of knew where they were from, and to sit in class, all these years and just kind of be, I'm black, just feels different, feels like there's a void there. But reading these kind of words that were said by, Frederick Douglass, as he kind of talked about his frustration with the lack of identity, and reading other folks, I saw an American flag a few days ago, and to be honest with you, most of my life when I saw the American flag, you just kind of think, I don't really want to like champion it. But for some reason, you know, a few days ago, the past year or so, when I see one, I'm like, that's me. And I don't know how people feel about that. I hope people kind of get what I'm saying. But when I look at my skin color, I just think American. I don't know.
Well, I think that's exceptionally said. That was wonderful. Okay, the final question I have for you, Royce, is what advice would you give to an aspiring artist trying to get going in the industry?
To an aspiring artist, I think a lot of times we give, you know, advice where it's not really needed. You want to wait?
Not like that.
Okay. Yeah, I think a lot of times we give advice like where it might not be needed. I got so much advice, you know, as a young artist growing up, figuring out the guitar, figuring out rap, figuring out producing, figuring out all these things. I got so much advice. A lot of the advice I didn't understand, and I did anyway. I would say to keep growing. I don't know what else to say about that. Like, I think if you find yourself not growing, then you're doing something wrong. And you need to assess the situation and figure it out. Think outside the box. The first time I got signed, one of the first things that was said in that boardroom was, well, we have you here because you don't sound like anybody. We wouldn't have you here if you sounded like someone. So I think about that too. Like, find who you sound like. I think it was Quincy Jones that said for many years of his life as a musician, he didn't know how to play like Quincy Jones. He knew how to play like other people. But that didn't stop him. You know what I mean? Like, I think when we think about Quincy, we might think about tons of other folks, but until he found the sound of Quincy Jones, you know, I think that's what you have to do. I think you have to find your sound, your style, your message, your look, your words, your stuff. And sometimes that stuff can come from this person and that person and this person and that person and this person and that person, and it's a new recipe. I think that you have to continue to be inspired, you know, challenge yourself, you know, listen to music you never listened to, cook a food you never cooked before, travel somewhere you never been, be vulnerable, keep growing. That's all I really can say, because when you think about it, there's a lot that goes on to making something grow. And so don't take this answer and just say, all right, I'm gonna keep growing. Like, take this answer and be like, how do I grow? You know what I mean? Search that out, figure that out. That's what I would say to an artist. But the only advice that I want to give, I guess, is once you keep growing and you get to a point where you feel like nothing is happening, you feel yourself growing, but you feel like the rest of the world isn't hearing me, keep making good music. Good music floats. It's like wood. Like, it's going to stay above the currents and somebody's going to see it. And life is all about purpose. And if you keep going, everybody else that's doing it, at some point, they're going to figure out they don't want to do this anymore, and you'll be the only person doing it. And that's when somebody might see you. You know what I mean? So, like, you know, just keep going. I can use another example of, like, mountains, you know, peaks and valleys. Enjoy every part of that, and don't be upset if someone doesn't see you, because they might be on this part of the mountain. You just haven't made it to where they can see you yet. You know, don't be upset thinking, oh, this person doesn't support me, this person such and such, this person doesn't see me. Like, they might just not see you, and that's not their fault. That's your fault. You need to get to that place, and find your fans, find your tribe. You know what I mean? Not everybody is going to be your fan. Your friends might not be your fans, and that's fine. There's a difference between friends and fans, and you have to know that difference, and you have to love that difference. And so that's my advice.
Well, Royce, thank you so much for meeting with me today. I've definitely enjoyed my time spent with you, learning more about you, and even better, sitting and doing it in nature, enjoying the sounds of nature along with your sounds as well.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Little Jackie was a skinny knock-kneed brown sugar. Yeah. Hopscotch queen, ain't no messing with this little girl. Yeah. Mama got her clothes ironed out on the bed. Yeah. Purple beads dancing in the twist on her hair, babe. Say, mama love her, daddy love her, grandma, sister, and brothers too. She loved to read from cover to cover, a dancing style you never knew. They said she could do anything, but she didn't believe it, cause she couldn't see it. And I know just what you thinking. She's just a child, ain't noticing nothing. What to me, how she see that you frontin'? I said a smile, but really want nothing. Magazine now ain't looking like her, man. And she see that, don't need nobody till she black. Something to get her to be that. Talking to grandma like, see that? New school ain't for me. I tell about what I see. I'm thinking about when we changing my hair and some things. Talk to mama about it, please. I don't want to get teased. Don't want these ripped jeans. Showing my legs and my knees, you know what I mean? How you don't know what I mean? Open your eyes and you see the world is cold and we out here on our own unless we get in the zone. She said, Grandma, I'm thinking about changing my skin tone. But I'm loving your skin tone. 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 I'm loving your skin tone.
Hi, I'm Stan Johnson, creator of the Artist of Color series, showcasing, informing, and exposing the creative talents of artists that live around us and with us, all expressing themselves through the visual and performing arts. Thanks for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe to see more videos.